The tool which has made this possible is the high-speed digital computer.
Hey everyone, my name is Moise and we are CleverIT. Today I wanted to take a few minutes and just sort of recap the latest news, the biggest news in our industry to come out in the last week. And of course that is Apple's new phone, well, both of them, and also their new watch. This was just announced last week. It has gone on sale for pre-order, which, as I understand it, has crashed Apple's servers and has far exceeded, I think, anybody's expectation, myself included. Although at this stage, it really shouldn't be too much of a surprise. I still wanted to go over these devices, though, for those among us who maybe aren't too sure if they want to take that plunge and aren't too sure about what to do or whether or not to purchase the Apple Watch as it comes out later on. So first things first, I wanted to talk about the Apple Watch. Now, I got to admit I wasn't really impressed with the Apple Watch, unfortunately. I expected a lot more, and it really didn't deliver. The first and biggest issue for me is the fact that it's a square watch. Now, there obviously is a place for square smartwatches. Most of the ones on the market are. I am wearing one right now, which is a Pebble Steel. And this is a beautiful watch, and the Apple Watch is a beautiful watch. Please don't misunderstand me. But I really thought that Apple was going to bring something new to the table, that they were going to have a nice round watch, that's something that we could really look at and say, wow. Something like the Moto 360, which also recently came out, was announced and subsequently released. The Moto 360 looks fantastic. The early reviews of it so far have been that it is quite a good watch. Is it perfect? No. But it really is impressive and it really stands out. The next thing that I wasn't too impressed with was this whole knob thing on the side. Now I know, it's called Digital Crown. But in my opinion, it really isn't all that impressive. I mean, I understand that Apple's done some pretty incredible things when it comes to scroll wheels, as they did with the original iPod. But I guess I was just really hoping for something more, and they really failed to deliver. Now, what I was impressed with is something that really doesn't have too much to do with the watch itself, but the actual watch bands I thought were awesome. They really impressed me. There's a little magnet functionality on some of them where that's how it clasps together, is using magnets, which is just awesome. It looks impressive. I have since discovered that they're not the first ones to come out with these types of watch bands, but granted that Apple's never necessarily the first to do anything, but they do polish it up and make it into a great package. The other thing that looks really impressive is the tap sensitivity. So that allows you to tap on the watch versus pressing on the watch. And as a result, the watch can actually differentiate between the two levels of pressure. I think developers are going to do some really interesting things here, so I am really excited to see how that plays out. Finally, 2015. That's late to the game. You're talking about potentially 6 or more months away before people can actually go and buy this. And I think that Apple is really missing the boat here. I think that they should have tried to get it out sooner. Obviously, sometimes those things can't be helped. The iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus. Not bad. Not really anything new either. What didn't impress me? Okay, it's bigger, sure, but the Nexus 4 came out over 2 years ago, and that's the same size as the regular iPhone 6, 4.7 inches. So really, in my opinion, it's great, but it's still late to the game. The other thing is the camera's still 8 megapixels. Now I know Apple does a really good job taking an 8 megapixel camera and turning it into something impressive, but I really think that they could have done something better here and come out with something more than 8 megapixels, and they really didn't. So I think that is unfortunately a bit of a mistake. What I was impressed with, though, is Apple Pay. Now that's also going to be available on the Apple Watch when it comes out in 2015, but it is great to finally see it because it uses a technology called NFC, which means these new phones are going to be NFC compatible. Does that mean Apple's going to open it up and allow a lot of the functionality that Android enjoys? I don't know. But it's going to be really cool to see. Now, NFC, for those who aren't familiar with it, it's the same technology that powers the PayPass or Visa PayWave that's on your credit card. Or in some cases, I think debit has that as well. And that's where you can tap to pay, say, at your Tim Hortons, places like that. The other thing is the faster LTE. So it supports a faster LTE that's over 100 megabits per second. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be huge. And you're going to see a wider adoption across the industry there as a result. So overall, I did feel that Apple has released some great products. They always do. I mean, and the fact that the devices have literally sold out in I think a matter of hours is truly impressive, and it really just speaks to how well Apple does things. But at the same time, they're really just sort of starting to catch up in a lot of ways now to the comparative or the competitive options out there from the Android makers and the like. So I really feel that what they did here wasn't as impressive as I would have liked. And also, the streaming of their keynote address was terrible. There was all kinds of problems, didn't get to really enjoy it, had to watch it again later because it kept cutting in and out. There was foreign language over top of it. It was just an absolute nightmare. So it was unfortunate to see that, but I am confident that Apple is not going to be hurting, and I'm sure their stocks are going to continue to do very well. So if you are interested, if you do like your iPhones, then definitely iPhone 6 and 6 Plus are a move in the right direction, and the Apple Watch is something to look out for in 2015. Thanks very much. Have yourself a great week.